So 3 words that I would use to describe North Manchester.
Real, potential, vibrant.
Joy. We'll go with joy, because there's so much of it here. There's so much of it, you just have to find it.
If I had to choose one thing that stood out in Moston, it would be the community vibes, because there are strong community personalities in the area that do a lot of good and don't really ask for much in return, if anything.
Community. Community is a big one for me. People just still find that way to just have a laugh with like-minded people. And that's important for everyone, I think.
There's so many words for North Manchester. Creativity, because there's also so much of that.
Which I've got loads of words, so I think out of all of those I'd probably pick diverse.
Wet.
Diversity, because we've got a really great diverse community. And then finally, I'd say it's red and not blue.
It is really welcoming. I think that's a good word. It's a really welcoming area.
It's home, innit? That's it from me.
Manchester was the first industrial city anywhere in the world. When that industrialisation started and you start getting the mills and the dye works and the different kind of factories, the brickworks and all of these industrial productions, that was when Moston, kind of what we would recognise today, actually was born.
So Moston historically has got a lot of bad press, along with some of the other areas like Harpurhey, Charlestown and the surrounding areas.
I think it's the same for any area that's deprived or in poverty. People just like to think that poverty is a lifestyle choice and not a political choice, so they get to blame the way the area is on the people rather than the people who are making the decisions. So,
from what I know, there's a lot of resentment against like the council, against the government authority in general. There's not much funding that goes into local, any local services really. For an example, number 93's community centre's cafe has just been shut down because of lack of funding, and I know that's affected a lot of local people.
One thing that strikes me that's missing in the general portrayal of North Manchester is that it exists, number one. It exists in Manchester, and also that there is community here.
We're lucky enough to have loads of different cultures now, which we didn't have years ago. So you get people from all over the globe really living around there, which is great, and they bring their own wonderful cultures with them, and we learn from them. Well, hopefully we learn from them. We integrate it, and it's wonderful in that way.
Moston today is the product of over 200 years of migration. So literally there would be no Moston if people hadn't moved here for the whole time.
When we started to get the African community moving into the area, it became a much safer place, especially at night.
Doing the research into the Now Fellows of Moston Lane's history, there's a lot of migration involved, and I think that's the same for a lot of people who do move over here. Moston Lane's kind of like a hub for trade, hub for shops, and it's just a lot of people travelling here to set up something of their own.
So the Now Fellowship came about because we've been working on Moston Lane and in the general community for a while. But on Moston Lane specifically, we've been painting different murals, working with artists and the shopkeepers. And this time round, we wanted to bring in some young people from the area and Manchester generally to explore local history to inform those mural designs. So we've been working with the Now Fellows, the artists and the business owners and the general community to work together on those designs and see what that could look like.
So I've worked with SICK previously, and then I've seen that they advertised the Now Fellows project, so they've done a few shutters on Moston Lane previously, and obviously I just applied for it, and so we started working on the research for the project, help the artists with the design, just with local history from the area.
For me, it gave me a purpose, and that was something that I was looking for, and I think that's something that a lot of people local are trying to look for.
The murals, I think, are fantastic. I love vibrancy and colour. I think that makes a huge difference subconsciously to people when they're passing through an area or if they live in the area. Everybody knows the old trope of a grey, horrible, cement-based suburb. And unfortunately, with the old shutters on the shops, people were kind of going down that vibe. It was kind of it felt like a forgotten area once the shops had closed at night. So seeing all of the different murals pop up and knowing that they're in some way related to each of the individual shops is fantastic.
The people that are coming up, it's a conversation piece, they're happy, they're sharing ideas. We're doing what we all need to do, which is communicating face to face, sharing each other's experiences, laughing together, sharing. It's lost. A lot of people are isolated there, and they're unhappy because they're struggling. So SICK for the community is just fantastic, because to bring the arts to somewhere like, our area, when a lot of people are so ground down just with living, it's just fantastic. It opens up a whole new world to a lot of people.
The idea with Moston Matters is to try and bring something a little bit more positive, to bring the community in and get positive action going. We've recently had a couple of the sort of smaller green areas in Moston rejuvenated with new benches, new paths, and I'm hoping that the spark in making things a little bit prettier will get that in people's minds that Moston is an area to be treated nicely and to be respected a lot more.
I don't really think art in Moston and Harpurhey is different to anywhere else. It's just not cared about the same. So yeah, it's not necessarily like it's different, or it's just nobody's really documenting it, nobody is really looking at it. It's just people are doing their thing in the area, and yeah, that's my main motivation for starting my magazine, because there's a lot of people doing creative things here, but no one's really bothered about it.
We have a food bank that operates every Thursday in Harpurhey, and we've done a lot of work in the last 2 or 3 years working with schools and community groups and other grassroots organisations around kind of doing joint events, building joint resources, doing partnership working. So from a kind of community side of things, done a lot of work with a lot of community partners in the area.
The reason we want to film this documentary is to shed light on the community that already exists in Moston. We want to show the positives that already exist, and highlight them and kind of spotlight them in order to show that they are here and that yes, they could be better, but all they really need to be better is a little bit more funding, a little bit more support in the community, and then it could be a really flourishing community.
There's so much going on in this area. There are so many gems like Simpson Memorial Hall that just need investment. You've got places like Harpurhey Neighbourhood Project, an incredible community space, just needs funding.
Need investment from the council, from businesses, from whoever will bring it in, and just more spaces and time and support to bring people together, to give them the opportunity to kind of shape their own projects and get it going.
Especially in working class areas, you get talked about, you don't really get talked to, so just hearing people's opinions on the area and what they'd like to improve and what they'd like to see, rather than other people making the decisions without actually asking.
The respect in Moston is the thing that has been missing over the years, whether that's from council, the officials, the organisations that have kind of overlooked the area, or the people that are just, trundling through and they'll throw the chip packet down because they think, somebody else will clean that up.
There's loads of places where people can get advice and support, but it's the infrastructure around them that needs more infrastructure, needs more capacity. North Manchester exists, you shouldn't have to leave home to go and find opportunity. That shouldn't have to happen.